My dad will be like, get mad over little things. He tried to choke my mom. My dad has threatened my mom with a knife.
My name is Nazima and I've been a social worker since 2013. That was also the year that I met Madam Salma and her family. Madam Salma and her family lived in a 3-room flat like this. As her husband had mental illness, the family took the whole unit and they paid $209 each month. So she and her husband took the bedroom while her daughters and the young child slept in the living room.
Lama leceh kan? Dah pindah semua. Usah korang je.
Kalau tak tolong mak, siapa lagi nak tolong mak?
Leceh sampai kemas semua ni.
Ni bapak.
Cepatlah mak, masuk.
Berat, kan ni bapak kamu ni tak tolong ni angkat.
Bapak memang tak guna. Nita! Hasna, Nita!
Madam Salma was 49 years old when she first moved in. She's the sole breadwinner in the family, working as a car park attendant, earning $1,000 each month.
Ya Allah, mana? Tolonglah mak kat sini seorang-seorang.
Her eldest daughter, Hasna, was 18 years old. She's a single mother with a 3-year-old boy.
Bila nak habis macam gini kerja?
Her sister, Hasnita, was 17 years old.
Kenapa kau tak sibuk ni? Habis nak seorang-seorang buat? Ha? Kamu tak tolong? Mana pindah sangat kan mak kemas sendiri.
My father used to work as a driver. Ever since I was born, he had this bipolar disorder. Sometimes he might cry over a thing, but then we don't know what is it lah. When I was young, my dad will be like, he will get mad over little things, like not getting money.
Sama! Mana kau simpan duit kau, ha?
Hei! Kau ni kan memang jatuh tak guna lah!
Aku tahu kau simpan duit kat dalam kan? Kat mana? Kau jangan kurang ajar dengan aku. Sakit lah! Jangan kurang ajar! Main dengan aku, ya? Hei! Buka pintu ni!
I feel so sad. I don't know, because I was a little kid that time. I can't do anything much.
Bipolar disorder, patients will suffer from episodes of severe mood swings. They get very high. It could be a happy high, but it can also be what we call an irritable high. It's never good to see your parent being very irritable, agitated. This, of course, affects the child's esteem, self-esteem, affects the child's academic work, affects the child's social skills.
My dad is unable to work. Yeah, my mom have to work like 2 jobs, like to support our family. There is a lack of communication with my mom and dad. When my mom comes to me and talk about this, she will like raise her voice. You know, sometimes she might hit me. I will rebel like by not listening to her advice. Get out from the house from morning till night. The teacher asked, what's wrong with your skirt? Why is it so short? Then she tried to pull up the pants, but then the stomach's like so big that she can't pull up the pants. So the skirt. Then from there, she admit to her teacher that she was pregnant. And her form teacher called my mom to say that meet you in KK.
Hasna! Kau jangan bilang mak yang kau ni hamil, Hasna.
Minta maaf.
Daughter, you have to stay calm and work out things. Oh no, don't do that. Stay calm.
My mom decided to keep the child because it's her first grandchild. After my sister gave birth, she stayed at home and took care of the baby.
Mak, Hasna, Mak. Hasna buat salah, Mak.
When I was first get pregnant, I didn't tell my mom that I was pregnant. The day I gave my baby away for adoption, I locked myself into the room and I cry every single night. I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. I keep on crying every night and thinking about her. A few months after we moved to Block 46, we met Dr. Maliki at Meet the People session with my mom and my sister. Mom's not working, so she needs help in money.
She told me she stopped working because she had to look after her young grandson. So I asked the elder girl, what are your plans? What do you want to do? Say, I want to go to work. I said, what can you do? You stop school. I think she stopped school quite early. Then I started asking the younger girl, Asnita, and I began to realize that they are quite at risk. I told the girls, let's have a contract now. I will help you get yourself a good qualification, good skill set, good job on one condition. You stay away from boys for the next couple of years until you are ready.
We both sisters say yes, but then we're still seeing guys at the point of time.
Mak licik kan? Dia pindah semua.
The priority was to ensure the safety and well-being of Hasna's son, who was 3 years old then. We wanted to make sure that he was attending childcare regularly and that there was proper structure and routine for him. We also recognized that Madam Salma was really struggling financially. We wanted to make sure that the financial assistance was tied to the family's long-term plan. The 2 girls were potential support for Madam Salma, but they were not contributing. They were very excited to show us their certificates and the different courses that they have taken, but with no long-term goal. There was a need to also facilitate the girls to think about a plan, a long-term plan. So when we did this, they expressed their interest in healthcare and in nursing.
I'm interested to become a nurse because I really like to take care of elderlies.
Falin tu Ward 5B. 5B kan? Ya. Yeah. Okey lah.
There is one day I work as a porter part-time in one hospital. I encountered a man. He's dropped something beside his bed.
Ni Atuk punya?
Ya. Terima kasih.
Sama-sama.
Serta
Atuk, sebenarnya Atuk banyak teringatkan saya tentang arwah Atuk saya.
Ya ke? Sudah siapa?
Then I give him, said, can I give you a hug because you look like my grandpa? Then I cried after I hugged him. Then when the next morning I come back to the ward and see him looking like he's dead already. That incident made me want to be a nurse.
This is where I sat down with Hasnita, sister Hasna, and she told me about her wish to work in healthcare sector. I use career value as well as career transition tools to access her job fit. The results show a good fit. Unfortunately, she was faced with family issues as well as childcare issues. She also displayed emotional instability, so the concerns were whether she could cope with the challenges with parenting as well as study.
So the girls came to me. So I said, okay, let me discuss it with my WDA staff. But I told the girls, I'm prepared to put my head on the chopping board if you are prepared to tell me that you will go through this all out. Stay focused, finish the course, get a job, and do it well. So they gave me the reassurance that they will do it.
This is the case note lah. Alright?
As I attend the course, I learned how to assist patients in feeding, interact with patients, like assist them in standing or sitting down, behaving of patients, feeding patients with NG tube.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, up. Stand, turn, and sit. So how are you feeling?
Okay.
You sure?
Yes. I learned that how to be like respectful, build up more self-esteem, to have more responsibility in life. I promised Dr. Maliki to stay away from boys. A few months after I met Dr. Maliki, I met this guy and go in a relationship with him. He really gave me a lot of concern and care and love. The way he treated me is like different from my mom and my dad. I was in love from that point of time. Okay, about a half year of relationship, I get myself into pregnant. Then I stopped the course. I told him that let's get married because I'm having your baby. Then he said okay. And after 8 months of pregnant, he went missing. Then I knew that he is with a Indonesian girl. I feel regretful. I've nothing to lose, right? Just to take care of my baby, then continue my life. I'm keeping the baby. Because one time of adoption is enough for me. My first time I got my pay, I'm really thankful that all my hard work is paid off. I feel myself like as an adult already. I was paid 1,350 for my work. For me, that's okay. It's quite a lot. As part of it, I gave it my mom. She cried. After she said, like, finally I got like your money, and the rest I threw everything to my son's expenses. All the pampers, all the milk. It feels good to be independent and making my own money. Years ago, I've moved up from Block 46, and Nazima, Dr. Maliki, and CC helped me a lot. If I didn't meet Dr. Maliki, I wouldn't have completed my nursing course and what I've been wanting for in my life.
Assalamualaikum. When I started visiting some of these families, it reminded me of my own past.
How's the house semua okay? Ni barang-barang siapa rumah saya sendiri punya. Boleh duduk sini?
We got this one-room flat in Toa Payoh. It's like 35 square meters to house 11 people, just not possible. 9 of us plus my parents. So the corner of that corridor is literally our bedroom for the boys. So every night we'll take out our straw mats, we take out our pillows, spend the night there. I realized that these families need more than just housing. They need a lot of help in stabilizing their lives.
Okay, thank you Thank you, Sri.
So I started looking at the resources within the CDC, family service centres. We started looking at grassroots leaders, volunteers. We make sure that the self-help group like Mendaki comes in to run workshops for the parents, so they know parenting, they know budgeting. So we needed the support of many stakeholders.
Moving countries as well. Okay, so
Most of the time,
That sharing of information is important because they are looking at different parts of the larger puzzle, which is the family. How social workers share with HDB, for example, that look, this family is working very, very hard. Previously, their income was only $1,000. Now they have improved their income to $1,800. Can we now talk about giving them another loan so that they can then purchase another flat? Previously, we may not be able to get such information running across different agencies. So I think the coordination is very useful. The feedback I gathered when I started walking the neighboring blocks was a typical question is, what's happening in those two blocks? We hear shouts at night. We see things falling off from different flats. Neighbours in the neighbouring blocks were feeling a little bit uncomfortable also. So one of the things we started putting in place first was to have the police presence. Within a year or so, things got much better. So when I go back to the blocks, I don't hear those feedback anymore. The community not only started feeling that there was a lot more stability in the neighbourhood, they started doing their part to support these families. The RC members, for example, started befriending the families, and they developed a program where they get day old bread from nearby bakeries sent to them.
Every Tuesday we receive bread. All these bread are from the Food from the Heart, from the bakery shop nearby, and then they will, after the business hour, they will deliver here for us to pack. We have about 60 residents who come in, each averaging about 6 members in the family. Basically, if their income is less than 1,600 and below, they will be qualified. 40% of them are from 4650. I find that giving a meal to the children is much, much more important than giving them some other things, because whatever it is, feeling the hunger in the stomach for a child will ease the stressfulness from the parents. And now we have enough for the night. Every Saturday, I'm not working. We do walk the block floor by floor. We'll tell them, say, oh, there is this program running. By sharing with them, we become friends to them. These are my RC members. We are here every Tuesdays to pack the bread. Sometimes we have a lot of bread, and then we pack under late in the evening, 11 plus. And then after packing the bread, we will bring inside to the aircon room, where we keep our bread fresh for the next day, for the evening, Wednesday evening, where the resident will come in to collect the bread.
I think Singaporeans are by and large very generous, so oftentimes you will find that they want to donate things to the residents in 4650, but sometimes when you give too much, there's an expectation that there's more to come, and so as a result of that, sometimes complacency sets in, and so we've had to turn them down sometimes, to say perhaps it could be best kept for another family rather than just giving to the same family over again. There will be some families who actually require sustenance or more help from the social workers until they are able to get on their feet, and for those kinds of cases we actually handhold them until they are able to become more self-reliant. So we don't necessarily close cases upon their moving out of the IRH. Yeah.
There has been tremendous changes in the family. Madam Salma now is able to allow her daughters to resolve their own problems without taking over the daughter's problems. For Hasna and Hasnita, whereas previously they were really immature and they were concerned about their own needs more than the family's needs, they now have taken greater responsibility. They basically have grown up.
I'm getting married in September. I have to prepare all the invitation cards, the door gifts, and packing of kids' goodie bag, and all the stuff for the wedding. If I could make time, I would stay in my school, and I wouldn't want to be with my ex-boyfriend. For those family who need help, I would suggest that they ask for help instead of keeping problems to themselves. I'm proud of what I've achieved so far. I'm really hopeful for my future.